his profile is a throuple. His wife is so sexy. She's, oh my God, I've been waiting to find someone like her. Because it's been a minute since I've played with girls, and I think that they're just pretty and they smell good.
And they have nice boobies.
Yeah, they're just so sensual.
I think we all agree with you on that one.
Yeah, anyway.
You've drifted off a little. Back to the story.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. So in the studio today, I seem to be attracting the A's. Today we have the lovely Angie.
Hello.
And our guest today is Aubrey. Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. How are you this morning?
I'm good. Thank you, Marcus.
How long have you been on Seeking?
I've been on Seeking on and off for about 2 years.
Oh, 2 years. Mm-hmm. But wasn't your profile fairly recent, or did you change it? Or
yeah, I'm always changing my profile.
Yeah. Why?
To attract, different types of men, and I'm a lot different from the very beginning.
In what way?
In the beginning, I was a little bit more naive.
Oh, I think we all were very naive. You sign up for the site, and it's a literal shit show.
Yeah, I was getting the craziest requests, and
like what?
Have you ever heard of the slave man?
Yes, we have talked about him before. Haven't you got him, Angie?
No, that wasn't me. But yeah, they like to come and like clean your house or do what you ask. Or
yeah,
what was your experience?
This man wanted to be a slave.
Yeah,
like a dominant woman, like putting him in a cage.
Yes, the cage guy. He has been around since. So I've been on the site now over 5 years. I've been hearing the story for over 5 years.
Same profile picture.
Yeah, and you have to pay every month to be able to message people.
Yeah.
So this guy's paying the membership every single month, and he's sending out this message to mass amounts of women.
He's like the Bigfoot of SA. Does he really exist?
Yeah. That's why I want to meet other women off of it now, because I like girls and I think they're fun, but I also want to talk about the men. I want to open that dialogue with the women.
Weird stuff. I actually have a really kind of creepy, weird story from when I first got on SA.
Okay.
There was this man, and he wanted me to meet him at his doctor's office and like pick him up like I was a nurse. Not too weird, right? But then he had these really weird, wild, like sexual medical fantasies.
I think that's sexy.
Like, but he wanted to be like considered where he had no choice because he was on medication or this or that. And he wanted to be like catheterized.
Oh my.
When I say weird, I mean his face. I mean, he had some really weird, like, sexual fantasies around
that had to do with the medical industry?
procedures, but like in a sexual way. It was so odd. But I mean, he may have been the cage man. Maybe he evolved.
No, this guy is weird looking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's really, really old.
You have to show me his profile because I've heard so much about this guy.
Too.
I will.
So many people get this message.
He wants to be in a cage. Like, I mean, first of all, who has a cage? Does he supply the cage?
You go buy one at the pet store?
I'm just a little bit curious how, you plan that out.
Yeah, me either. But
pulled it out of Christian Gray's basement or something.
But he's not sexy. So.
No. All right, so you've got the cage man. What other crazy requests and messages were you getting in the beginning?
There's almost too many.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to begin. I've heard just about everything you can probably possibly imagine.
There's a lot of crazy requests out there and a lot of fetishes.
And things that I didn't see myself doing.
Right.
Because they bring out that side of me.
So I have to ask.
Okay.
Because for me, we've been on SA for about the same length of time.
Really?
And, yeah. And it sounds like we have both like grown, tremendously during our time on there. Is there anything that someone wanted you to try that maybe at first you were really apprehensive and then you found yourself going, oh my gosh, I really like this? Like
all the time.
Yeah.
Not just once.
Yeah. I have an extremely natural, sensual way about me. And I've learned.
You look like it
Thank
in
you.
a very good way.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You do.
We got a little romance brewing over here.
I think she's beautiful.
She is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So my personality has changed definitely throughout, and I'm just way more direct when I meet men, especially meet and greets. I've been told what to do when I first approach them. I've been told directly, like, this is how it's going to go, and we go over limits and boundaries and things like that, and I'm a very open person, and that kind of puts me in an unsafe position, but actually it works out because I have a really good intuition.
What would you say when you're doing a meet and greet? Give me an example of like a green flag that this is going to go well, and then maybe like what you would consider a red flag.
Okay, so when I first meet someone for a meet and greet, it always turns into a date. Always.
Yeah.
100% of the time?
It does, yeah.
Well, look at her. She seems like she's lovely to spend time with. So obviously.
I'm really fun. And
Marcus.
He knows.
These are secrets of a sugar daddy.
Yeah. Anyways, I really like green flags, like when they touch me right away.
Oh.
Like when we sit down, like I want him to I want to see if that feeling is there right away. Just touchy with each other. And if I get a good feeling from that, we usually just have a couple drinks and that's it. I never eat. I don't do dinners.
Okay.
You don't meet people out for dinner?
No.
Just drinks?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like, let's just get to the point.
Right.
Like, we know why we're both here.
So what if somebody actually invites you to dinner? Do you politely decline and say, I'll just have drinks?
No, I don't do that. I'm pretty open.
Okay.
But for some reason, these are the type of men I'm getting right now. Ones that just want to meet for quick drinks and go on fun dates afterwards.
Yeah.
Or go have fun
Well,
somewhere.
I believe you do have the word sub in your profile, don't
did.
you? You did.
I changed it.
Yeah. I pulled sub out pretty quickly too, because it definitely attracts an energy that for me personally, I was not enjoying from the men that were messaging me. They were just overly crass.
Yeah, I have a story about the guys that I was getting from that profile name and talking about wanting a dominant man in my profile. And I actually talked with Marcus about this, and he looked at my profile and he's like, no wonder you're getting these types of men.
What was your profile name?
AZ Sub.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, great name.
Yeah, it's much cuter now. It fits my personality.
Yeah.
But in the seeking part, it was a huge paragraph about what kind of dominant man I'm looking for.
Okay.
And
so you're very specific.
Very specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, it weeds out a lot of the men that are like claiming to be that way, but they're not. But I learned I'm attracting a lot of married men with insane fantasies.
Oh?
Ones that say, okay, I will call this guy Jay.
Jay.
Okay.
Here's a story for you.
We like stories.
I'm so excited.
So we're going to call him Jay. We haven't met yet. He has homes in everywhere. I actually showed Marcus this guy. We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
His profile is a throuple. His wife is so sexy. She's, oh my God, I've been waiting to find someone like her. Because it's been a minute since I've played with girls, and I think that they're just pretty and they smell good.
And they have nice boobies.
Yeah, they're just so sensual.
I think we all agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Anyway,
You've drifted off a little. Back to the story.
anyways,
What is Jay like?
well, our first message, he was very direct.
Mm-hmm.
He told me exactly what he wanted and what he wanted from me. He brought out a side of me that normally takes, I think, weeks to get out of. Consistently talking, like, usually gets it to that level, but he brought it out right away. And I messaged him back in the same way. He told me directly what he's going to give me each time, what his expectations are, and then we started texting. I was under the impression that we all three were going to get together.
Okay.
Okay. And that's how it came off in the beginning. He said something. I told him that I couldn't host. And then he was like, so nervous talking about him.
You've got us on the edge of our seats. Do tell.
He was like, oh, that's a bummer because I want to have you to be my naughty little slut girl that I can come over and sneak over anytime. And that was the turning point in our conversations and chemistry. So I was like, okay, interesting. I mean, he's a very dirty guy, and I knew that from the very beginning. But for him to, now want me on the side, and I asked him, I was like, are we ever going to include your wife into this? And he said, she's not as dirty as we are.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Are we going to
I'm
pull up
actually
the
going to
text?
pull up the text.
All right.
Because it's too good.
So part of the fantasy that he had really built up with you was this idea that you were going to have this beautiful experience with like this beautiful woman and him. And
Yes.
so that must have been quite the letdown
Yeah.
whenever he was
Well, it
like,
changed.
oh no. Yeah.
It changed the whole dynamic of what she was expecting.
Right.
I mean, his first message to me was, hi there, send it all slut
Ouch.
Yeah.
pictures.
Ouch.
And then he sent me 2 pictures of his dick. And this brings me to my next topic that I'm going to get off a little off topic here.
Pic.
Yeah. I actually welcome them. I love them. I don't rate them.
You're in a rare category, but my ex, who her initials started with an A also, she
A's.
advertises, please send them to me.
Yeah, I actually asked for cum shot videos.
Yeah.
And I just want to hear them and see, and it kind of starts those types of feelings for him.
Do you judge guys at all based
I
on how they
never-
come?
I
Like,
never.
can you tell like this one has a lot of distance, this one has a lot.
Oh my gosh.
This one has, I'm not. This
We
is,
have really gone off the rails.
I'm just curious because she likes. I'm like, do you like? Is there a certain thing that you're looking for?
No,
No, just
I welcome
give
it
it all
all.
to me. Okay.
Yeah. If it's really fun, I usually send something back.
Nice.
If
Okay.
we're establishing that and you're doing that for me, I'm going to return the favor.
Everybody likes a giver.
Yeah. I'm generous. So back to Jay.
I feel like this is such a real conversation, like when you're trying to find something in your phone to show someone, like,
Right.
you just can't.
And then we started chatting a little bit more, and I sent some face photos, and he said, "You're a cute little cocksucker."
Wow.
Mm-hmm. What part of town do you live in? And then we started talking about where we live, and I mean, there's so many dirty details. I can't talk
have
about
you-
all of it.
Have you met him in person yet?
Not
No,
yet.
She hasn't met him
No,
yet.
they haven't met in person. Oh my gosh. Do you,
Okay.
Do you plan on it?
I'm not sure.
That's fair.
It's kind of turned into something else, and I will get to that pretty quickly. I just so he messaged me on Tuesday, "When do you move into your new place? I much prefer to secretly come visit you."
Wow.
So that's when it changed,
Yeah.
and I realized, okay, this isn't a throuple thing, And that sucks because I'm actually interested in throuple experiences, group things, and that's kind of where it's heading for me, is more, swinger things and orgy parties. And
So have you done this before, or are you just so curious about it?
I'm so curious.
Okay.
It's like I never watched porn before with any of these. It's always lesbian because I just like watching girls and that gets me off. But I've been watching this type of porn and it just like is really exciting to me.
Wow.
I usually watch it with men.
So Angie, you kind of went a little bit that direction yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've had some pretty fantastic group experiences. I enjoy I enjoy having multiple people sexually. And here's why. Because number one, I enjoy watching.
Mm-hmm.
I love the
Me
whole
too.
experience of watching how each person is sexually and just having all of that excitement. And then, I mean, there's something about multiple hands and multiple mouths and it's just very sexual. It's very carnal. It's a beautiful experience if it's done in the right group with the right people. It's so much fun.
You're turning me on.
Thank you. I do try.
We're going to have to put a warning before this episode, I think.
But again, but sexuality is so much fun. It's such an enjoyable thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, I mean, the more the merrier. Oh, I sound so naughty. The more the merrier. Like,
Right.
It's always good, I think, to have those experiences. I definitely love threesomes. Threesomes are, well, we've talked about me and my threesomes often. Definitely. And I love bringing a girl into the mix. Like, it's just so enjoyable to
Little
have.
presents.
Yeah. The girls kiss so nicely. And, anyway, so that's a different topic for a different story. We'll get back to Jay.
That's okay. I want to get off this topic because we're getting a little naughty.
And it's so early in the morning.
I know. It's always on my mind.
You've got me squirming over here. So you were attracting these type of men, but now you say you've changed your profile.
Yeah.
You not want to attract these kind of men anymore?
It's fun.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for like a top caliber gentleman
Mm-hmm.
that's going to mentor me. And because I want my own business,
Good for you.
I'm a very independent person on my own. And I've been doing things on my own for the last 4 years. And I have a degree and I have a license. And, there's other things that I want to do with my life. And it's all about who you surround yourself around. And I want really successful people in my corner and build me up. Not only emotionally, but spiritually and emotionally.
Yeah.
And these men are, they're just using me ultimately.
So how are you going to balance? I get what you're looking for, and it's most girls on the site are looking for that, and many are finding a lot of success. How are you going to balance that with? I know you're still wanting to explore the really dirty side too.
Yeah, that's been really hard.
Yeah.
Because this has been deep within me ever since high school.
Mm-hmm.
I have always been the fun one, and especially college.
Now, how old are you now?
I'm 27.
Okay.
I was all the frat guy's favorite girl.
You're adventurous.
Yes.
I think what you've gone through, like with your experience and what you're expressing, though, is very common, especially like for me when I first got onto SA. Just like the pure shock and rawness and like the turn on. I didn't know some of these kinky things even existed.
I know.
And so like at first it was like, oh my gosh. And you just want to, it's fascinating. I think after a while you start to sometimes, you want to not feel so objectified or
Yes.
just used like,
Or sexualized.
right. And I mean,
like,
that
I'm a
has
human.
it has its place, but I think after a while, everyone starts to want a little more genuine connection and chemistry and
Yeah.
like a true like sugar daddy relationship where you feel
Exactly.
like, you're almost partners in a certain way. So that's respectable. But I think we all kind of go through that cycle of where we jump in and we're like, oh my gosh, it's like a kid in a candy store. I just want to try everything.
It's overwhelming.
It is.
Especially when you get active again
And it's
those
fun.
messages just flow through and it's really, really fun. But if I can tweak my profile and, put it in words, because I get scared
Of
about
course.
being open about what I want. And it's hard having the confidence to do that, especially with all these men. And so I'm just at a good place right now mentally where I welcome in really top caliber men in my life.
You said you're not active right now. You
No.
don't have, your profile's deactivated. And is yours, Angie, also?
Mine is deactivated right now, but it was turned on probably 4 or 5 days ago. I was on. Something different is occurring with my profile.
Like what?
And I don't know if it's the picture that I have on there now, which is a great picture.
Is it the ass one?
No, I changed it. I'll show it to you though.
Good.
Oh, it's
I'm glad that
fantastic.
you changed it. In case you're wondering why I knew that, it's because I actively listen to this podcast.
Oh, I just thought you were trying to scoop in and see my ass. But that's okay too. But I'm consistently getting like men in their mid 30s right now. But very high quality, not like little kid in their 30s, like very successful, very, very like intelligent, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the picture or I'm getting consistently like mid 30s
And
interest.
you're not interested in that?
No, I am. I don't mind a younger man. I feel like I look like I'm, around that age. So
Oh, you do.
You could pass.
thank you. So I don't mind as long as they bring maturity to the table. Like you can be young and still be super mature. So as long as they're mature and like, respectful and sexy and they're serious, they're not just like,
So you're finding that the younger men are not mature?
well,
on the most
it's
part?
kind of like everything else on SA. There are a lot
I
of
have a
people-
story about last night with
Oh.
a younger man.
Please tell.
Oh, this is
Sometimes-
very recent.
Sometimes younger men are even more direct and honest than the older men. Like, I mean, honestly, it just comes down to the individual. But then there are younger men that get on SA because they heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend.
Yes.
And they're on there to use it more of like just a traditional dating site.
Right.
And so you kind of have to weigh that out.
I know the
bit.
other co-host,
Yeah.
Amy, is complaining a lot about that. Is they're coming over treating it like Tinder or
Right.
Bumble or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to clear that out of the conversation right away.
Yeah.
So Audrey, you're 27 and you have a story about a younger man.
Oh,
yes.
so ready for this.
Yes. What is it?
Okay, so last night I actually got blown off. He's a married man.
Younger
He-
than you?
No, he was older.
Oh,
Okay, hold on. Let me
sorry.
get there.
I'm jumping the gun.
Yeah, stop jumping the gun.
Okay.
So I got blown off, and I got my nails done. I got a black
Very
dress.
sexy, by the way.
Thank you. I did my hair. Like I got a new outfit, new lingerie. Like I haven't gone this out for a date in a really long time. An hour before, I texted him and I was like, "Can't wait to see you," because we actually genuinely got along and we talked for a couple days and we decided last night. And then he said, "I'm so sorry, something came up. I really tried to make it work. I can't meet you tonight." And I was just like, in that situation,
You just want to kill somebody when that happens.
I get that things come up, but an hour before, when the place that we were going to meet is way closer to him, so it was 45 minutes away. So I was like almost going to leave. And so I was just not happy about that. I blocked his number immediately, and because I just don't have time for that type of energy anymore. If you wanted to see me, you would have saw me.
Right. Agreed.
End of the story, So I texted some guys, and then this guy, he's 30. The youngest guy I've ever met from the site.
What does he do? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
I will say most of the younger guys that I meet that are on SA or have met, they're usually like in tech, startup, or crypto, or financing, or real estate.
See, I made my money in real estate, but it took a while. I mean, in my 30s, I just started acquiring real estate. It took 15, 20 years for it to really become of significant value. So that's why I was curious on
Right.
what these guys are doing to make money at that age.
I mean, maybe we'll eventually get there because I'll tell you why we didn't really get into our lives that much.
Oh,
Okay.
No, it's not that kind of story.
Oh,
This is
darn.
kind of a mess.
Okay. Well, we like messes too.
So I texted him and he said that he was out with friends and that would you be comfortable, coming to where I'm at and meeting my friends? I don't know how discreet you want to be. And I said, I've never done that before. Sure, why not? Because that's just my personality. So I get there and he was pretty drunk, which sucked. Because I actually wanted to have a conversation with him. His friends were more sober than him and they were pretty good looking. He was just sloppy with me, little drunk. The night ended up with me taking care of him. He was projectile vomiting.
oh,
Yeah. I drew him a bath.
wow.
I took care of him. And I took his phone and I was vetting girls because he's brand new to the site. And for some reason, I just wanted him to have a good experience on the site.
Wow.
So I just kind of took on more of a dominant role, which I'm a switch. And I never experienced doing things like that. But for some reason, I liked him enough to help him. And this girl that he was messaging at the bar was like $500. And then they negotiated, like they were bargaining. And I was like, okay, you never bargain with these types of girls. I was like, she is probably an escort-ish. I was like, these are the types of women you don't want to be involved with because they're not like actually interested.
So you drew him a bath.
Okay.
You're vetting this girl.
Yes. I was like, the girl that I'm with, because she wanted him to ditch me and hang out with her. And that's why I immediately didn't like her.
Well, of course.
Because I wanted to have fun with this girl. I wanted her to get along and come along, and his two other friends. Like, it was going to be like 3 and 2 of us. Like, I was trying to set this up because they wanted to. And he was texting this girl, and I was like, okay. So I was like, can you send us a picture? Like, is it okay if she looks at your picture? And then she was like, I want to see her first. So I took his phone and I took a selfie and I sent it right away. She sent us a video of her, and she was just like in a big t-shirt, like no makeup, not ready or anything, just kind of expecting a handout, I think.
Yeah.
That just didn't work out. And then we got back to the place and he was sick. I drew him a bath and we had like a 2-hour conversation once he kind of got up. And, I just left. We left on a good note. But this brings me to the most juicy, exciting story with him. I was his second girl he ever met on the site. Okay. The first girl is someone that you have met, Marcus.
Really?
Yes.
Who was that?
The girl that took the phone call with her dad.
Oh, he met that girl.
Yes.
Wow.
She did the same thing to him.
Yeah. She actually contacted me again and her profile went down. So
same exact story.
I don't think yeah. Wow.
It was crazy. I was like, so how many girls have you met from this site? And he told me about the first one. He's like, I was scammed recently. And I was like, tell me about it. I want to know. Like, I love hearing these stories. And he was like, this girl wanted to go get some lingerie. I go, did she say black or red? And he's like, yes. And then I was like, did she take a phone call from her dad? He's like, yes. And I was like, and did she ask for the money before? And he was like, yes.
I actually have a picture of her car and license plates if he wants it.
Okay. I will happily send that over.
Yeah, she's still out there.
Marcus will just go knock on the door.
Well, like she's still doing it.
Yeah.
And I think
exact
it's the
same
new
script.
people,
Yeah.
new active
But
people
there's
that she
only
does that with.
there's only so many guys on the site though that you're going to cycle through them pretty quick because there's not as many guys.
There's a lot of new ones recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not super active on them. I'm kind of slowing down.
Me too.
Slowing down a little bit. But I do get on there and like look around a little bit, or if I get messages, I try to like respond, be polite. But there is a lot of new, I don't know if it's snowbirds coming in. I don't know if it's like the influx of people moving here from out of state. I don't know if it's because people are doing more out of state business now, but it's definitely an influx of new people on the site recently. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, I know the girls turn over quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like even in a month time, I think I just did a search this morning trying to find new guests and messaging people. And there's just a whole new crop than even 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable how quickly
It turns over.
that
Yeah.
there are people coming and going on the site. And I'm finding profiles. So I've been on the site for over 5 years. I'm finding profiles and it says they signed up in 2017, 18, 19, and I've never seen them before.
Well, I think my profile says that I have it turned off, but I think it says I signed up in like 2018, 2019 because a friend a long time ago told me about it.
Yeah.
So like I signed up to make an account, but never actually like really made my profile or anything. So
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend with the A, her profile was like
A.
I know. Hers was like 2011 or 12. Like she signed up years ago and then she never did anything with it. And then she was only on there for about a month or two. She reactivated it for some reason. I think she had gotten a divorce and just decided, hey, I'm going to reactivate it. And that's when we met. And then she disabled it and really hasn't. I think she's been on a couple times since, but now it's deactivated. She's rarely on the site.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Do you find that, so we're moving into the holidays. Do you find, I find that the traffic actually gets considerably busier right around the holidays.
Much more generous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantasies are crazy.
A lot of people traveling here from out of state to visit family, and they're looking for like that, holiday hookup.
I have a holiday.
Do you have a holiday hookup story?
I do.
Oh, I can't wait.
So I'd been talking with this girl for a couple days. This was a few years ago. On Christmas Eve, she's like, hey, what are you up to tonight? I've got no plans. I'm just a single guy. My family's out of state. I had literally no plans for Christmas Eve. And it was like on a Thursday or Tuesday, Wednesday. It was like in the middle of the week. She said, well, I have to go up north of town. We've got my grandmother or aunt or something. We're having a little celebration or a little get together. But afterwards, I'm not doing anything. Do you want to meet for a drink? So we find this bar that's open they're normally open till 2 a.m. every night, never fails. But I think they were open till midnight on that night. So I said, yeah. Actually, I think they were open a little later. So anyway, we met at this bar at 11:30 on Christmas Eve. And we just really hit it off, had a fantastic time, had some drinks. I think there may have been like 4 other people in this pretty big bar and restaurant, and then us two. And we were in our own little world. We chatted. Things went great. We went back to my house, and I woke up with her the next morning, and then I went and played golf, and she ended up going to some relatives, I think, for that day, and then she came back. But I couldn't believe it. I looked over and I was like, Merry Christmas to me. Oh, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
How fun.
Yeah, so I actually had a Christmas Eve meetup for the first time.
I want to know how you talked Santa into that one.
Yeah, I must have been a
very
really
good
good
boy.
boy, yeah, because he rewarded me nicely. And she, other funny thing. So I was living in a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house at this time, and my master bedroom was on the complete other side of the house. I had literally nobody in the house, and this was during my divorce proceedings. They weren't quite over yet, or they were getting close to being over. So she was looking for a place, and she was in between apartments, and she ended up living with me for about 4 or 5 months. Yeah, she ended up renting the other master bedroom on the other side of the house. Nice. And we kind of had a little arrangement in the beginning, but then we found out that we really didn't mesh well. So it got a little bit awkward, but she was still on the site. And actually, this is what I enjoyed most. She would come in I had my office in my bedroom. It was really big and I had a couch there. And she would sit there and tell me about dates that she was going on and guys that she meeting. And that I was so turned on or just interested by that. Like I wanted to hear all the details.
Yeah.
That's just you.
That's not just me.
No, I
know.
I love the stories. Like
Yeah.
I want to hear it all.
You're so kind.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And
Yeah.
you're so nice you give all these girls opportunities. And you're literally probably my favorite conversation
Really?
of men that I've ever met on the site.
Out of all of the men you've met.
Yeah.
Why? I don't
Because
get
we
it.
talk for hours.
Yeah.
And you just make me feel so comfortable.
Hmm.
And it's genuine.
Well, it is genuine, I think, and maybe that's why I come across that way. But you know what's funny? I'll meet other people, and I have a really hard time getting anywhere. Like, there's just odd pauses in the conversation. I'm getting one-word answers to my questions, and I'm just kind of like, alrighty, I don't really know where to go from here. It's so awkward. You ever get into those type situations where you have no vibe or chemistry with that person?
Yeah.
What
But
do you do?
I mirror them.
Yeah, Marion is great.
That's good. Or I just overly be excited. I just be more fun and just like try to get myself through it that way. And then usually they kind of come around because these men, you know, they go through a lot with these women being scammed and maybe coming out of a marriage, not really sure what to do. And I think that's why I give a lot of men the benefit of the doubt in the beginning. Just naturally develop something. I mean, they could be nervous, like who knows
Right.
how their day was. These men are successful. They have so many things going on in their head. So the least that I can do is not make an issue out of it and take it personally. So I'm just like, okay, well, what do you like doing? Like, what would be what's the funnest thing you can think of right now? And then that's how I like to get his mind off of things.
Yeah, make it a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
What's your strategy, Angie?
I very rarely meet people that I don't engage well with.
Right?
So, I mean, most of the time conversation comes very easily. I will say that I have had a couple of experiences where the energy just was not good. And I won't try to force my way through that. If we're not vibing and it's not comfortable or like maybe you have a personality that like just is not my cup of tea, I usually, just politely excuse myself from the drink or dinner or whatever.
What do you say? I'm interested.
I'm pretty direct. I was just like, it's been really nice meeting you. I don't feel like this is probably going to go much further than where we are
I've
here.
never been able to say that.
Oh, girl, I'll teach you.
So say, hey, it's been real, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun.
But it is hard. But I also get from you, like, you really want people to feel good and confident and liked and enjoyed. So,
I think that's part of our role.
but you're not going to hurt their feelings. Like it's okay.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Thank you.
I get rejected by lots of people, but in the end, I know who I am. I know what I have to bring to the table. If I'm not their cup of tea, hey,
Well,
so be it.
It's not personal, right? I mean,
It really isn't.
Not everyone is going to like me, or I'm not going to be what everyone is looking for, and not everyone.
Right.
I mean, it just is. So it's okay. You just have to give your permission.
It's natural
yourself
for it to
permission
bother you a little bit, but then you just
Right.
kind of got to think it through. A lot of times, I feel bad for them because they've got issues. They really do. What are you laughing for? Why are you laughing?
The way you say it's like they have issues,
Right? It's
not
me. It's certainly not me. It must be them.
Those damn pesky issues.
Because who doesn't like an overweight bald guy with with a gray beard, right?
Okay, self-deprecation is
Are
never
you kidding
sexy.
me?
So any other crazy experiences you can share with us, or
What is the best experience that you've had so far on SA? Do you have like one person that you've really met or an experience that you had that like you were just like, okay, I'm enjoying this?
I think they're all different in their own ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to toot Marcus's horn anymore, but
Marcus.
that's why I kind of awkwardly didn't say anything.
Oh, because she wants to toot Marcus's horn.
Yes. Like I said, definitely by far the most genuine, and like I can get along with you so well. And it's been so nice like meeting you because you bring out like really good sides of me and changing my profile and everything to what I want to welcome in my life. And you've encouraged me to do that. So in a way, you're like making me better. I haven't really gotten that from other men.
Wow, that melts my heart.
So sweet.
And you know what? And that's what I actually try to do. And I think that's why I'm finding some success on the site, is because I don't look at these girls as just sex toys. You know, I really want to impart maybe some of the things that I've learned throughout these years, and some of the things, and I don't know everything, and I'm still learning, and I learn a lot. She's 27. I'm 53. I still learn a lot from people of all ages. And I think if you close your mind and think that you know more than somebody, then that's not a way to approach life. And you're not going to, I just don't think you're going to be all you can be that way.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy sharing some of my business experiences, some of my dating experiences, just life experiences. And people can take those for what they want. Some are good, some are bad. Some don't work for some people, and some work wonderful.
Yeah. I think that's the beauty of seeking arrangements, is there's such a dichotomy of what people are looking for. There are people who are just looking for sexual experiences of all makes, models, and types. But then there are the people who want a little bit more fulfilling of arrangements, where they get that mentorship and they kind of have that person that they see as almost like a guide, you know, in their life, because sometimes we all need that. And the men on the site, like, so much wisdom and experience, and like just beautiful things to teach us and show us and kind of help us navigate our way through in life. So
yeah, I had an
nice.
arrangement kind of recently end. She had a lot. This one had a lot of potential. I liked her, but she was so focused in on the financial part, the immediate financial part. And I talked about this in a past episode, kind of why it ended, but she just couldn't get past, hey, I want this per blah, blah, you know, per meet or per week. And if you can't give that to me, then I'm not interested. Although we had gone out on 4 or 5 dates and things were really starting to get good and we were having a great time, but she was so focused in on the financial part that she couldn't see the future.
Do you think that was probably maybe more out of desperation?
No,
I only ask because sometimes people get into positions in life where like it's more desperation, like my rent is due or I need this.
And I get that.
So that focus is kind of there.
I will admit that I feel desperate at points. Yeah. I feel like that's a pretty normal feeling, but it really does cloud meeting someone.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you can't even get through the date. You're just thinking about all these things on your mind, and that's not fair to them.
Agreed. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time. This has been so fun. I appreciate you opening up, Aubrey, and telling us your stories. And and this is going to be a good one. I think we're going to get a lot of good feedback from this one.
Thank you. I've been talking about this podcast with everyone.
Well, good. Continue to spread the word.
I might even put it on my profile.
Really?
Yeah.
We'd appreciate if you did.
Also, when I did get my nails done, I was listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
And I was talking to the nail girl about it too.
That's
I
great.
think I'm also trying to get other women on the site. I'm like, what do you need in your life? She's like, you're going to be my guide. And I'm like, yes.
I'll tell you what, if Seeking.com doesn't promote us after this episode, then what are we doing wrong?
Don't know.
I'll tell you, we are their biggest advocate, I guess, because
I am great word of mouth.
Yeah, I think.
I really am.
I have a feeling you're pretty good with your mouth all around.
And I think we're going to end it on that one.
Did I just get asked out on a date?
I think so.
All right. This has gone a direction like no other episode. Hey, if you want to share your story or even be a guest, find us on secretsofasugardaddy.com. And hey, follow me on Instagram and TikTok and all that good stuff. Facebook, we're posting regularly. and we'd love a follow. So until next time, thank you, Angie and Aubrey, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for having me.
You bet.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.